everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this. Little whales sparkling in the ocean. I have not put a sentiment on here yet because I'm not a big fan of sentiments. I have one that I'm thinking of. We'll see in the end. But anyway, let's get started. So first thing I want to do is I want to color the background of the ocean. And today I would like my ocean to be a little bit green. And I'm using Hammermill 100 pound cardstock. And I will start with the lightest color here, which is Peacock Feathers. Let me get my little stand thing here. I've got Judikins all over it. That stuff gets everywhere. And you don't see it until it's too late. Alright, there we go. And I'm going to start out with Peacock Feathers. And the usual blending process. Let me get my little tool here. And let me get you focused in here a little better. We need some more light, don't we? Yeah, that ring light's annoying, isn't it? Try to get its glare out. There you go. I'm going to start by blending. Just, gotta be careful. You know what? This isn't blending like I thought it would. You know what? I believe I used, I'm so sorry. Back up. I used the Distress Heavy Watercolor paper for that. Okay. There, that's better. Yeah, blends much nicer. And it doesn't really matter if you make globs because, well, they blend out. That's the beauty. This is a blending dome from scrapbook.com. My really messy blending brush, blending holder, dome holder thingy. And then I'm going to go from Peacock Feather to Mermaid Lagoon. Nope, Pine Needles. So I'm not going to switch out brushes. The colors are close enough. There we go. And just get a little bit lighter hand as I blend up into this green. And I love this Pine Needles color. Such a great color. Sorry about the breathing. Welcome allergy season. Oops, just a little corner there. And then I'm going to do the bottom corner with the Mermaid Lagoon, and I will switch out my blending foam. I use my other little silicone thingy to hold on to my paper. And by the way, I don't wash my sponges, so they're always saturated. Very handy. If you have a brand new brush, you're probably going to have to dip it a few times before it gets saturated enough to feel confident. And I'm just going to blend that out. There. Very simple, very easy. There we've got our ocean. We've got our dark color at the bottom and our lighter going to the top. And the reason for that is because it's coming towards the surface where there's more light. Now I'm going to stamp using my Fairy Hug stamp. This is Hanging Vines. And I am going to use the Supineka VersaFine Clair in Warm Breeze to stamp this out. Grab a stamping tool here, and I'm not going to bother with my platform, it's not necessary. And yeah, I better wipe up that mess here real quick. In case you're wondering what this is, and we'll get to that, but that's some vinyl. Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of randomly stamp this, and I don't want it to show up a whole lot. Sorry about that squealing. Try that. A little bit off the side here. Oh, let me get in frame. A little bit here, just to kind of mimic the seaweed. And I want to kind of keep that in the rule of, keeping it kind of curved-ish, kind of. So there's my seaweed. Okay, now comes the fun part. Clean off my stamp. And I'll clean off my table. So what we're going to do next is going to be a messy business here. So I've got my little, I don't know what this thing's called, but I use it for embossing. And I've got this Judekins embossing powder that it's iridescent sparkle, and I did emboss the tops of my embossing lid so I can find things easier. I'm just going to open that up, and I'm going to turn on my embossing gun to kind of get it warmed up. And then I'm going to take my Versamark ink, and I'm just going to kind of gently rub on here. I'm just trying to get an overall sparkle, but I'm not wanting to mix up my oxides there. So just like that. And it's wet already anyway, so this stuff's going to stick. And I'm just going to pour this Judekins stuff all over. And then I am going to tap, tap, tap to get off the excess. And I really don't want as much on there, so I'm going to thump, thump, thump. Yeah. See? I'm going to set that aside. And pardon the noise while I emboss this. Okay. Now I'll take a paper towel. Just scrub off any excess and scrub off the sparkly sparkle that's everywhere. And ooh, sparkly. That's a little bit much. You can go lighter on it if you want to. Now I'm going to take my Hero Hues Unicorn and my little finger dauber. Where are you? I've lost it. I'm going to take my finger dauber and just daub it in here. And I kind of want to just put some light. Let's see if I can do this without getting myself in the way. As if there were light coming from the top. See that? Almost look like little bubbles. Tiny, tiny bubbles. I'm happy with that. Put the lid on. And now I'm going to trim this down with my Tim Holtz trimmer, which is really dirty. I'm going to trim it to about 3 3/4 by 5. There we go. There's my little panel. Next up, well, let me get that so that light's not glaring for you. I have an idea. Well, it doesn't help much. Let's try this one. I guess that's a little better. All right, see? All right, next up, set that aside, and I'm going to take, this is Luna from Fairy Hug Stampers, and I'm going to stamp Luna and heat emboss him. So for this, I'll use my clear embossing powder and black Versamark ink and my anti-static powder bag and a piece of scrap paper. Oh, I don't want that smell. Yeah, whenever you're trying to do something, you can't find what you need. And this is just cheap Amazon paper. It is 110 pounds, so it's kind of heavyweight. Anyways, I'm going to magnet that down. And just clean Luna off because it looks like I got embossing powder on it. I'll lay that down and right in the middle. Stick it. Bring it over. Just grab this when I want my Versapine Claire Nocturne. And just coat my little whale with it. And I usually do 2 coats. And I don't have one of those fancy smasher things that everybody has, but I do have my hands. And we'll check to see. Yeah, I hate it when that happens. Not dark enough, so another layer. Sorry about that. Duke decided that he needed to go to the bathroom while I'm making this video. It's one of my dogs. I have 3 dogs. I have 8 cats. None of them are allowed in this room because this is also my office. Okay, I'm happy with that. Go ahead and put some clear embossing powder over. I don't care if it gets everywhere because I'm going to fussy cut this guy off camera. So let me go ahead and emboss this and fussy cut, and I'll be right back. Okay, there he is, all cut out. You see there's a little bit of white space, so I like to take just my watercolor pen and just kind of go along all the edges, just like so. I hope that's not too blurry for you. Just kind of straighten up my mess. Much better. Now here's the thing. Here he is, and he's going to be swimming up towards the top. The only thing is if you're looking at him underwater, he's not really, this isn't going to really be white. So I'm going to take what's left on this and just lightly rub this color in. And yes, I am going over everything. And then I'll take my damp cloth and clean off the embossed part. I just take and spray a little bit of water on my cloth and carefully rub that off. Get my shine back. And now he matches so much better. There we go. So, next step, I'm going to take my ink blending brush, and I have both ink and oxide, but I keep this Tim Holtz tape around my ink one so I can tell them apart. And I'm going to use Black Soot Distress ink just to kind of distress around the edges. And I just kind of move the paper and just shake the brush back and forth. just to kind of make the focal point even more focal. And I'm going to go really light-handed along the top because we are headed towards the shore there. Perfect. Okay, now comes the fun part. I'm going to wipe off my mess. I'm going to take this Hammerhill paper. Oh, we'll use the one I started on. And I'm going to take my Cricut, and this is permanent vinyl. I'm going to size it just a little bit bigger than the piece I'm trying to cover. What I'm doing is making my own shiny paper here. Because Lord knows I have so much of this vinyl and I don't use my Cricut anymore, so I hate wasting it. I'm going to peel off the back because this is how I like to do it. Well, I'm going to peel off the back. This is what happens when you clip your fingernails off. Yeah, there we go. And I'm just going to lay that flat right there and get my fingers stuck to it. I'm going to take my piece of paper. I'm going to kind of bend it like a taco. And lay it down. Now, you've got all this excess, and I don't care to cut it with scissors because the scissors get stuck to it. So I'm going to take my cutting mat and sort of the mess here, and my finger blade, that thing, and I'm just going to trim right along the edges like so. And this piece of paper, by the way, is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so I'll still be trimming some of this down, but I don't like to get this sticky stuff on my trimmer. And you just glide along. Now you can do it with scissors. I just prefer this method. Get that out of the way. And going to take my cloth and smooth it out. It's going to have a few bubbles in it, doesn't matter. It's just a matting layer. And see where it's kind of turned up right there? I'll be trimming that part off. All right, take my trimmer. I'm going to trim it down to 4 by 5 1/4. And I just do one corner, one little edge at a time. Do my 4 inches, do my 5 1/4, that sound is so satisfying. Clunk. Okay, now I've got my matting layer, and all I'm going to do is just glue this to that. And folks, something new, I use, this is Reptile adhesive. Let me see if I can find the big bottle here. This stuff sticks hard and fast, and I love it. It's another one of those that you can't get in the winter, so this bottle's real precious to me. And then I just pour it into these little bottles. But I like to use it because it sticks so quickly, and yet I still have some room to play. So when I'm working on that vinyl, Lord knows I can't get anything straight, and I don't want it too close to the edge because I don't want it to seep out. That's icky, especially on black. Okay, let's put my pin back in my bottle. And get this on here straight as I can. See, it'll move around a little bit. If you get some excess, wipe it off with a rag. Wipes off nicely. Got it a little bit bottom heavy there. See, it's already almost glued. Now I'm going to just flip it over and burnish the other side so I get it nice and stuck down. Yep, see, we get a little glue seepage there. I especially hate that on mirror cardstock. It doesn't ever seem to come up. Now, Mr. Whale. I like him up here because he's sort of like breaching towards the top. And I'm not going to pop him up because I don't want his little tail getting messed up. I mean, I could have cut out at the same time some play foam or something, but nah. I'm just going to glue him straight down. And again, not too close to the edges. I like these little guys because, and plus that we're gluing him to glitter paper. Well, not really glitter paper, but now I'm going to just kind of tap this out a little with my finger. Yep, I do everything with my hands. That's why they're so yucky. And get him placed. Get my little Simon Hurley stamping tool thingy. That's it. Press down. Look at that. Love that reptile adhesive. And then I'm going to glue him to a card base. And this is it's from Pop Color, and they're 12-inch sheets of cardstock. And I just cut them into cardstock. And I'm just going to adhere that to this part. Same way. I can't use a tape runner. I make just a mess with those things, and I can almost never get these things on here straight. So do the best I can. Give it a good press. And see, the vinyl sticks better because it's being glued down. The back side of it is paper. And I'm just gonna flip that over. Give it a good burnish. There we go. And I know you guys, if you watch Natasha's channel, you have seen her. Isn't this cute? I got these containers. They were full of gum that I would never chew. It's gross, but they're great for other stuff. I have one that holds my my pre-made backgrounds. And just one day I sat and made all of these sentiments. And so here we go. Maybe something like that. And again, I'm really bad about putting sentiments on stuff because I'm just not a fan of sentiments. I feel like the art stands for itself, but I like that on there. And I might raise that up a little bit with some foam adhesive. Yeah. Where'd you go? You'd think I'd be prepared, but I'm pretty new to this. That looks about right. Just a strip. I got these strips from scrapbook.com, and I like having them. If you peel the stuff off, they bend. And I'll just place my little strip here. And I got it too long. I don't have very good eyeball measurement, do I? Okay, there we go. And I will also, because again this is glittery, and because I like a little bit of wiggle room, I will also place some of this reptile adhesive right along this strip. It's hard to see over the camera. Just observations. And try not to put it upside down. Make a decision where I want it. Rule of thirds. Get up there in the middle. And there we go. Any day spent with you is my favorite. And I think I want some little embellishments on here. And I have these amazing little, well, I can't find the little holder thing, But these are, I got these on Amazon. They are KS Craft Clear Dewdrop. I'm just going to pour a few out here. I'm wanting the smaller ones, so they come in assorted sizes. And I've got my wax pencil here. And so I'll just grab a couple and decide where I want to put them. I like the smaller ones. I think that's enough. And I am going to stick those on with glossy accents because I got to get this a little closer to me. Can't see because they're clear. And I'm awful with my left hand, so I'll probably squeeze out a big old blob. I got this wax pencil with a fingernail kit. As if I ever do my nails, you see them. My problem is that I can pay $40 to get my nails done, and within 3 days I'll have them all picked off. I just don't like the weirdness on myself. Well, there you have it. There's our little whale card. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and please be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you want to. I'll be making a lot more videos. Thanks again. Bye-bye.